off and on. Have you been in other places as well?
We have.
Where's
We
that?
were in Largo, Florida for 2 years and came back a year ago May
Okay.
to Cheyenne.
Back in the years of 2007 and 2008, where were you residing at that time?
In Cheyenne.
In Cheyenne, Wyoming?
Yes.
Okay. Can you describe what kind of a home you lived in? Was it in the country?
Oh, it's very country. Yes, it's about 9 miles north of the dead center of Cheyenne.
Okay.
And it's a small, unobtrusive little home.
Okay.
40 acres.
How many acres?
40.
40 acres. Was there a purpose for all that acreage?
Space.
Space, okay.
Lots of space.
Was there any kind of farming or anything like that went on?
We have a hobby farm. We have chickens and ducks and goats.
And when you say hobby farm, can you describe a little bit more about what that?
Well, it just entails basically that we produce eggs mostly for the family, and we milk some of the goats for the milk that we drink and share with others.
Okay. Did you harvest anything on your farm, like hay or anything like that?
We did not. We would always have to go outside our own particular place to obtain bedding and food for the animals. We're out on the prairie, and it's not real productive in terms of hay or straw.
Okay. But so you went outside to collect that?
Yes.
Those materials, if you will,
Yes.
for your farm?
Yes.
Okay. I can approach just briefly.
You may.
I'm handing you what's been marked as State's Exhibit number 18. Do you recognize that?
Yes.
Is that a photograph?
Yes.
And who's depicted in that photograph?
That is our eldest daughter,
And what's her name?
Gypsy Jill Willis.
Okay. You mentioned she's your eldest daughter.
Uh-huh.
Can you kind of maybe describe where she fits in with the family?
She's firstborn. She has 2 brothers following her and a younger sister, and then a younger daughter that we have that is adopted.
Okay. When's the last time you saw Gypsy physically?
It was probably, I believe it was in August of 2000. It was 2007 or 2008. I'm not sure what the date is.
Okay. Are you familiar with Martin MacNeill?
Yes.
And who is Martin MacNeill?
He is a doctor, attorney, supposedly the fiance at the time that we met him of my daughter.
Okay. Have you seen Mr. MacNeill in the court today?
Yes.
And where is he seated?
He's right in front of me to the left.
Okay. Do you recall the first time you actually saw Martin MacNeill?
Well, yes.
When was that? And where was that?
It was in the summer of 2007, and my daughter.
When you say summer,
Well, summer, like as in May. I believe it was around in May.
May, okay.
I'm not certain of the month exactly, but it was in the summer, and my daughter called and was all excited to have us meet him, and they were traveling through, and she just said, "Can we stop by?" And I said, "Sure." And so she brought him out, and we met him at that time.
Okay. Did you, well, I'm going to approach with states, well, I'm handing you what's been marked as State's Exhibit number 45.
Okay?
You recognize what that is?
Yes.
And what is that?
That's the envelope to a letter that he wrote to me that accompanied a very nice painting that he had sent me for Mother's Day.
When you say who are you referring to?
Dr. MacNeill.
When you say he?
Yes.
Dr. McNeil.
Yes.
I'm handing you what's also been marked as State's Exhibit number 46. Do you recognize what that is?
Yes.
And what is that?
That is the letter that he wrote me that was in that envelope.
And who is that addressed to?
Me.
Okay. Vicki Willis?
Yes.
Does it contain your address?
Yes, it does.
Okay. And is that letter signed?
Yes, it is.
And what's the signature indicate? What does it say?
The signature is signed Martin.
Signed Martin.
Yes.
Your Honor, the state offers exhibits 45 and 46.
Can I just look at those one more time, Chad, for one thing? Mr. Hernandez? No objection, Your Honor.
What numbers again?
45 and 46, Your Honor.
45 and 46 are received.
On this letter, states exhibit number 46. Is there a date on that?
There he is.
And what's that date read?
5/7 of 2007.
Okay, so May 7th, 2007.
Yes.
Does that help refresh your memory as to when you might have first met Martin?
Yes, yes. It was either late April or early May.
Okay. So you said this accompanied a gift?
It did.
And what was that gift
It
again?
was a lovely painting.
And what was the purpose of the letter and gift?
The purpose of the letter and gift, I believe it was sent for Mother's Day. And it also thanked us for our hospitality when he came to meet the family. And it was basically a kind and thoughtful gift of, in honor of Mother's Day.
Okay. How did you respond upon receiving that gift?
Well, I was very grateful. I mean, frankly, we were giddy about Martin joining the family. He seemed,
Objection, non-responsive.
Sustained.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So you were happy about receiving the
it
gift?
was very nice. It was very kind, yes.
Okay. What was your response in meeting Martin and understanding that he was with your daughter?
Objection, relevance.
Overruled. She may answer.
Well, Martin MacNeill is a very impressive person. He's tall. He's got a bright white smile. He holds the title of doctor and also attorney, a lawyer, both of which are highly esteemed in American society. We were pleased, of course. Who wouldn't be?
In the months of May and that summer, the summer months, say through August or so of 2007,
Yes.
approximately how often did you see Martin?
They came for visits probably between 5 and 7 times that year.
Okay.
And sometimes they'd stay 3 or 4 or 5 days. Sometimes it was a shorter visit.
Okay. Referring you to the letter,
Yes.
States Exhibit number 46, and paragraph 3 in particular, would you read the first sentence?
I am not privy to all of the issues in your relationship with Gypsy, but I see her as a loving, caring, kind, compassionate woman, and I will be eternally grateful that she has become such an important part of my life. Your relationship with her played such a significant role in the person she has become that I am compelled to give you thanks for raising and nurturing someone such as she.
Did you ever have occasion to speak with the defendant about his wife?
Because it had come to our attention that his wife had passed away, we were reticent about asking for details. But yes, we did speak with him about his wife, who was, of course, at that time deceased.
Okay. Did he ever tell you when she passed away?
Objection, Your Honor. May we approach on this?
Not on this. She may answer. Did he? It's just a yes or no question.
Yes.
Okay. What did he say about the date of her passing, the time of her passing?
As I said, we were reticent about asking too much about that. It was my understanding initially that she had passed away in January, and this being May, it lent more credibility to the relationship of my daughter and Dr. MacNeill.
So January of 2007.
That was my understanding initially.
initially. Did that understanding change?
Well, of course. As well, it was very confusing because we don't like to pry into these things. They're personal, they're private, and they're painful. And so it was my understanding initially that it was January.
Okay.
And then later, of course, we came to understand that it was April.
Did you learn that from someone other than Martin or Gypsy?
No, that came from Gypsy
From Gypsy?
later on.
Okay. I assume you saw Gypsy and Martin together.
Yes.
How would you describe their relationship?
It was clear that he was the dominant partner in the relationship. She was she had a lot of deference to him. She looked after him. She always seemed to me to be very careful about her behavior around him.
This is not relevant.
I believe it is relevant, Your Honor.
Oh. Come on up. The objection's sustained in part. You may proceed.
What did you actually observe in relationship to the interaction between Martin and Gypsy, as opposed to drawing conclusions? But what did you observe?
I observed that she was careful in what she said. She was...
Let me I'll just move on a little bit. Were they in love? Did they appear to be in love?
They appeared to have mutual regard for one another, but whether it was not one of those things where she had her arms around him all the time, or that she was sitting on his lap, or that he would, seek her out to put his arm around her. It was not, and it was one of those relationships that you could say was just mutually respectful, and that they didn't do those things, around the family.
Were they affectionate with each other at times?
At times, yes, they were.
Okay. Are you aware of whether or not they ever became engaged, Martin and Gypsy?
We were told they were. There was a big party that...
Where was this party?
This was at a place called Poor Richard's in Cheyenne. It's one of the better restaurants in Cheyenne.
Okay.
And there was a big party.
Do you recall approximately when this party was?
This was right around the 4th of July.
Okay.
And I remember, I believe the day before was the 4th, and we lit off the fireworks, and we congratulated them because we expected, the engagement party. And the engagement party was like the next day. And it was a big deal. I mean,
What was it? What did you see?
There was a room rented for a banquet room rented for it. Dr. MacNeill paid for all of the plates and sparkling cider, and we had our other daughter Julina, and her family, and ourselves, and Gypsy and Martin.
Okay. Did you observe during that party the defendant interact with Gypsy?
Oh yes,
What happened?
They were both very, very happy, and he made a speech about his love for her, and made a very public show of dropping to one knee and asking her to marry him, and she said yes, and it was a happy event.
Okay. Moving on. Did you ever have occasion to speak to Martin MacNeil about his relationship with Michelle MacNeil, his late wife?
Yes.
What did he say with respect to that relationship?
Objection, Your Honor, I think this is improper 404B evidence.
Has this issue been presented to me before?
Not to the state's knowledge.
Yes, it was in our submission of paperwork.
Okay, if you'll approach the bench, please. The objection is overruled. You do need to lay foundation.
Okay. At some point, you spoke with the defendant about his relationship with Michelle MacNeill. Is that correct?
Yes.
And where would this discussion have taken place?
As I recall, Gypsy was gone in the other car, and I had some errands or something to do, and Dr. MacNeil and I went downtown, and we were just driving at that time.
When you say downtown, heading into Cheyenne?
Into Cheyenne, yes.
Okay. Do you remember approximately when this would have taken place?
You mean day, as in day or month, or it was probably after the engagement party, and he said to me that he had never loved Michelle, and then he amended that to say, I did. I loved her as a sister, but I did not love her the way I loved Gypsy.
Your Honor, the state will pass the witness.
Thank you. You may cross.
I have no questions, Your Honor.
Any questions for this witness, ladies and gentlemen? May Ms. Willis be released?
Yes, Judge.
Yes.
You're released from your trial subpoena. Thank you. You may step down.
Excuse me, Your Honor. Did you want to keep these?
Yes. Can you collect those letters, please, and the envelope?
Your Honor, may we have about 5 to 10 minutes to queue up some media?
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, let me just inquire. The parties do their best to estimate how long it will take a witness to testify, and sometimes they're right about that, and sometimes they're wrong, and you've seen that. We have one more presentation of evidence that will happen today. Is that correct? Or is
Your Honor, I was distracted. Would you repeat the question?
we have one more evidence presentation today?
Possibly two.
Possibly two.
Witness and a video.
Okay.
I'm informed, though, that we may have a burned-out bulb.
Oh, is that right? So you may need to replace that. We will so you'd need some time to replace the projector?
Possibly.
Okay. Why don't we break then for our lunch? But what I'm explaining to you is we'll probably have a short day today. Would you like to just take how long do you think it would take you?
Maybe 20 minutes or so.
We could take a 20-minute break, get the light bulb replaced, have the video and a short witness, and release you for the day, or we can break for lunch and have you go get something to eat and come back. What would you like to do? I have option A. There's no dissent to option A then. Okay. I will break for about 20 minutes. Remember, keep in mind my prior admonition to you. You're not to form or express any opinion about the case to anyone else or to each other. Don't discuss any subject of the trial. Do no researching on your own. Avoid any internet, television, or radio news broadcast of the trial. Court's in recess.
All rise.
But she can't be photographed. And a photograph of a photograph would violate the order.
Understood.
Very good. Anything else this morning?
No,
Is there anything that we can do to assist you on the projector issue?
I think we've got it covered, Your Honor.
Okay, we have, I don't know if we have one in the building. No? Okay, all right, thank you. Court's in recess.
Coming right. We would release him from his subpoena.
Any objection to that?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, thank you.
The date I have, Your Honor, on the CJC interview is September 9th of 2008.
08, thank you. Let's have the jury in. Thank you. Please be seated. We are back on the record in the matter of State of Utah versus Martin MacNeill. He is present with his counsel. The state's attorneys are present and the jury is seated. We've replaced the bulb, and so I believe we're ready to go. Ladies and gentlemen, what you're about to see is a videotaped interview of Ada MacNeill conducted at the Children's Justice Center on September 9th, 2008. The interviewer is Patty Johnston, who is a police officer, is it with the Utah County Sheriff's Office?
Utah County Attorney's Office, Bureau of Investigations.
With the Utah County Attorney's Office, Bureau of Investigations. You will see that individual and you will also see the child. You may play the interview.
Excellent. I love your picture. Would you like to take it home with you? You would? You can remember your trip to Utah. What else are you guys going to do while you're here?
Well, after we're going to Chuck E. Cheese.
Chuck E. Cheese? Oh, I love that place. You going to get some pizza? Yeah? And you going to play the games? Mm-hmm. Oh, my boy loves Chuck E. Cheese so much. Well, that's
I
good.
haven't been there for a long time.
Yeah? Wow. So where did you guys sleep last night?
Last night I slept in the car for a while, and then we drove somewhere and then slept there for the night.
Yeah, it was like a hotel with beds?
And no,
Yeah.
I forgot who or where it was, but her name's Lorraine and she has a dog named Otis.
Cute. So you stayed at Lorraine's house last night. Tell me about Otis.
Otis, he's a dog. It's a he, not a she.
Oh, okay.
And he really likes when he sees somebody, he just comes and jumps up on him.
Yeah.
He tries to. He's a little dog. He stays the same height that he is.
Oh, so he'll never get any bigger? Here, honey, let me have you scoot just a little closer over here. See this black thing right there? This is a microphone. Isn't that cool? So when you talk, we'll be able to hear it better if you're closer to the microphone. Okay? So you got to see Otis last night. That's exciting. What color is he?
He is one of these dogs. He's brown.
Oh, really? That's excellent. So you got to play with him? Fun. Tell me what you did when you got up this morning.
I played with Willis,
Uh-huh.
and then we got ready to come over here.
Yeah? Did you eat any breakfast? Well, that's good. And you came over here kind of early, huh? That's good. Did you sleep okay last night? That's good. Road trips are kind of fun when you get to get in your car and go to someplace different and stay in a different
I
house.
fell asleep in my car.
Oh, that's good.
So did Ellen and Sabrina,
Yeah.
and they fell asleep in the back, and I was in the front.
Oh, okay. You know, it's kind of good, I think, to fall asleep when you're on a road trip because you get so tired and it's so long. So if you sleep for a little while, it goes by super fast. Well, that's good. I'm really glad that you had a good trip. How do you feel about talking to me today?
Okay.
Okay. Well, like I told you over at my office, this is not going to be scary. This is just, we're just going to have a little talk and see how you're doing. There's been a lot of different things change in your life lately, hasn't there? Some big changes. Like, for example, you're living with Alexis now. Once again, in case you forgot, my name's Patty, okay? And you can call me Patty even though I'm a grown-up. So while we're talking today, if you have any questions or you don't understand something or you don't like something, you can just say, Patty, I don't know what you're talking about. Or, Patty, I don't really think I like that question, okay? And you can ask me whatever you want, because I'm going to ask you questions today, and you get to ask me questions today. Is that fair? Okay, that sounds fair. I'm going to ask you some questions today, and you know what, Ada? If you don't know the answer, you know what I want you to tell me? I want you to tell me, I don't know. I told you I had a boy at my house that's 6. If I ask you, Ada, do I have any girls at my house? What would you tell me? Or I don't remember, okay? So I don't want you to guess today. I just want you to say, I don't know, or I don't remember. Or maybe, you know what, Ada, if I ask you a question, you're not going to want to talk about it, okay? So maybe you can say, I don't want to answer that question, or I don't really want to talk about it. But we'll talk about it later. Is that okay? All right. Sometimes I'll ask you a question and you'll give me an answer, and I might ask you the same question again a little later. It's not because I want a different answer, okay? It's just because maybe I didn't understand, or maybe I'm not sure. So I might ask you the same question again. All right? It doesn't mean your answer was wrong. It just means I want to understand a little better, okay? Today we're going to talk about the truth. Do you know what it means to tell the truth? Tell me what do you think it means to tell the truth? That's kind of a big grown-up question. What do you think it means to tell the truth?
I don't know how to explain it.
Okay, that's fair enough. That's a good answer. What about if I said, Ada, there is, let's see, let me think of an example here. What if I told you my name was Charlie, and you know my name is Patty? and they said, Ada, my name is Charlie. Is that the truth or is it a lie?
A lie.
Exactly. The truth is that, you know how many kids I have? One. I only have my one boy. If I said, Ada, I have 10 kids. Is that the truth or is that a lie?
Lie.
Exactly. See, you know the difference. Very, very good. So you know what, Ada? Everything I want you to tell me today, it needs to be the truth. Okay? I want you to tell me what really happened today. Okay? Now, you know the difference between real and pretend, right?
Yeah.
What's your favorite cartoon?
SpongeBob.
You know what? That's my favorite cartoon, too. You know who I love? Mr. Krabs. Who's your favorite?
Sandy.
Oh, I like Sandy, too. She's really brave and tough, huh? Are you brave and tough like Sandy? I think you're brave because you're talking to me today. I think that's really brave. So let's talk about SpongeBob. Is he real or is he pretend?
Pretend.
He's just pretend, huh? Very good. You know exactly what that means. So we're not going to talk about things today that are just pretend. We're going to talk about real things that really happened that are the truth. Does that sound good? Okay. Tell me what you know about talking to me today.
I don't know.
You don't know. Do you know why you guys came to Utah to talk to me?
No.
No? Did Alexis tell you why you guys were coming here today?
I don't remember.
You don't remember? Okay, that's a fair answer. Well, like I told you before, we're just going to talk about how you're doing and see if you're feeling safe or see if you have any problems or anything that's making you worry or that's making you sad. Okay? And you can just tell me the truth today and it will be all good. Tell me how come you're living with Alexis?
I don't know.
You don't know. Did you used to live with somebody else? Who did you used to live with?
I don't want to.
You don't want to talk about it. Okay. You know what, Ada? Sometimes I write down things because I forget. I'm kind of old. I'm a lot older than Alexis, so sometimes I write down things because I forget things. Okay. So you're living with Alexis now, okay? But you used to live in Utah. Do you remember how old you were when you lived in Utah?
I remember about I was 6, I think.
You were 6. Okay, so I think you've only been in Las Vegas about a year. Is that right? I know
Just
those are-
1 year and and it's almost been a year, so I don't know how many days.
Okay, that's kind of a hard question. I think you guys have been in Las Vegas about a year, and you used to live in Utah. Do you remember what city you lived in Utah?
No.
You don't remember. Okay, do you remember your house in Utah? Not very good?
No.
That's okay. Did you have any pets at your house in Utah? You did?
1 cat.
You had 1 cat. What was her name?
Rosie.
Rosie. That's great. So when you guys moved, then you had to leave your cat at home?
No.
No? What happened to your cat?
It died in 3 days by me.
Oh. And how did you feel about your cat dying?
Kind of sad.
Kind of sad. I think that would make me sad too. So when you lived in your house in Utah, tell me all the people that lived there.
I don't want to talk.
You don't really want to talk about your house in Utah. Tell me how come.
I don't know.
Is that... Say that a little louder. I didn't
I
hear
don't
you.
know.
You don't know why you don't want to talk about your house in Utah? Were there some things that happened in your house in Utah that made you happy?
When I saw my cat that I just got,
Wow.
we found it.
You found
outside.
it?
Not me.
Oh, I bet that did make you happy.
Alexis. She found it in the backyard. It was just a kitten.
Oh, so Alexis found a kitten in the backyard. And was that Rosie or some other cat?
Rosie.
That was Rosie. I bet that really made you happy. Were there some things that happened in your house in Utah that made you sad?
I don't want to talk.
Yeah. I think, Ada, that there were some things or that maybe happened in your house in Utah that are hard to talk about. That might be some sad things. Is that right or wrong?
Right?
Okay. The reason, Ada, that you came here to talk to me today is because we're trying to figure out what happened in your house in Utah, okay? I know there were some happy things that happened, and I think that there were some sad things that happened. Is that true or is that not true?
That's true.
That's true. Okay. And I know sometimes things are hard to talk about, especially when they're hard or they're sad. But we want to try to figure out what happened, okay? And like I told you before, I need to make sure that you're okay and that even though some sad things have happened, that you're still doing all right. Do you think you're doing all right, or do you think, how do you think you're doing?
I think I'm doing all right living with Alexis.
Do you? That's good. How do you feel there at the house with Alexis?
I feel safe.
You feel safe? Good. Were there times in your life when you haven't felt safe?
Maybe.
Maybe.
I just don't remember.
You just don't remember. Okay. So last year when you were in Las Vegas, you went to first grade. Is that right?
Yeah.
And that was a new school then? Or that was your first year at that school in first grade?
That's my first year, but I came in a little late, and so
Okay.
we weren't doing that much stuff, and I didn't know that many people.
Okay. How did you feel then?
I felt good meeting new kids.
Good. That's good. So you went to kindergarten in Utah. Is that right?
Yeah.
How did you feel going to kindergarten?
I liked it
You liked it?
in kindergarten.
Yeah. What do you remember about kindergarten?
Well, I remember my teacher's name, Mrs. Strong, and I don't remember like what we were doing, but I remember the teacher's name, Mrs. Strong.
Okay. Do you remember how you felt in kindergarten?
No, I don't remember.
Kindergarten. Okay. You know, Ada, I told you just a little while ago that even though some things are hard to talk about, some things are really important to talk about. We want to be able to help your family and to help Alexis and just to make sure your family's doing okay. So I know even though sometimes things are hard to talk about, it's important that we talk about some things that happened at your old house. Do you think you can be brave enough and just talk about a few things? It's hard, isn't it? I believe it, honey. What if I asked you some questions about your dad? Do you think you could tell me a little bit about your dad? I don't know your dad at all. I've never seen him. All I know is his name. Do you know what his name is? Yeah? Can you tell me his name?
Martin.
It's Martin. Okay. Has it been a long time since you've seen your dad or a short time?
I don't want to talk about it.
You don't really want to talk about your dad? How come you don't want to talk about your dad?
I don't know.
You don't know? How do you feel talking about your dad?
I don't know.
I don't know. Does it make you happy to talk about your dad? No? Does it make you sad?
I just don't.
You don't really want to talk about it? Do you want to talk about your mom? Do you remember your mom? Yeah? What happened to your mom?
I don't want to talk about it.
You don't really want to talk about it? How does it make you feel talking about your mom?
Sad.
It makes you feel sad. Yeah. Do you miss her? Yeah, I believe it. You know what, Ada? I'm gonna have you can you just stay in this room with the animals for just a minute? I'm gonna go ask Alexis a question. Is that okay? You'll be safe in here. Why don't I give you another piece of paper? And why don't you pick this time what you get to draw? Okay? And I'm just gonna leave for just a minute, ask a question. I'll be right back, okay? Were all the animals good while I was gone? Okay, that tiger didn't try to bite you, did he? No. What did you draw me? Ooh, St. Patrick's Day. That's a cool picture. Do you want to come back over here and sit down for just another minute? Oh, you got hearts. Is that one of your favorite holidays? What do you like about St. Patrick's Day?
I like Christmas.
You like Christmas? What do you like about Christmas?
I like sleeping downstairs
Oh, you get to sleep downstairs on Christmas?
sometimes.
Yeah? What's your favorite Christmas present ever?
Anything.
Anything? You like all Christmas presents. Can you think of one Christmas present that you got that is your super, super favorite?
No.
No. Tell me something you've gotten for Christmas in the past.
Barbie dollhouse and
Ooh.
some Barbies and I forgot what else.
Who gave you the dollhouse?
People that used to know me died.
Oh, that was very nice. Do you remember any Christmases when you lived in Utah?
No.
Don't remember any. When you were 5? Don't remember. Well, Ada, I'm just wondering if you could help me know just a few things about your mom. Okay, I know it's hard to talk about your mom. Tell me what your mom looked like.
She had kind of short blonde hair
Yeah?
and she's very pretty.
She was very pretty? I bet she was very pretty because you were very pretty. Do you look like your mom at all? You don't know? What about your eyes? Do you think your eyes look at all like your mom's? You don't know. Tell me some things your mom liked to do.
She liked to spend time with us.
Yeah? I bet she did. What are some of the things that you and your mom used to do together?
She helped me practice the violin.
Really? You play the violin?
My violin's broken, so I don't know how.
Oh, but she used to help you practice? Wow, that was very nice of her. What are some other things you used to do with your mom?
It's hard to think.
Yeah? Did you ever go anywhere with her?
We went to restaurants with her
Yeah?
and places.
Was there any restaurant that you loved to go to with your mom? Yeah? Do you remember the name of it? You forgot? What kind of things did you eat there?
I ate fruit, pizza, and bread.
Oh, that sounds yummy. That sounds really yummy. What else can you tell me about your mom?
I don't know.
No? Did you ever go on any family vacations?
Once we went on this boat.
Wow.
And there were about 2 rooms or 3 that we needed to have.
Really?
Elle and Sabrina shared one on one, and then Alexis not shared one, but she just stayed in one, and then I shared one with my mom, and sometimes I shared it with Alexis.
Oh, okay. That
And I
sounds
got
fun.
room service every day.
Wow, was the rooms were on a boat? Oh, that sounds like a cruise.
It was.
You went on a cruise? Wow, you're only 7 and you've been on a cruise. I've never been on a cruise. That's so cool. Did you guys have a good time? What did you do with your mom on the cruise?
We had an go to this thing every day. Not every day, but sometimes I went to this thing that there was a bunch of kids that went to it on the cruise. And they gave peanut butter cookies every day.
Oh, that would be fun. What kind of things did you do there with the kids?
We played games, we watched movies, and played with toys.
Wow, that sounds so fun. How old were you when you went on your cruise?
I think I was about 5.
You were 5, so you were old enough to have a good time and remember. That's excellent. Wow, well, I'm glad you got to go on that cruise with your mom. Do you remember your mom being a happy person or a sad person?
Happy.
She was a happy person? Was she nice or was she mean?
She was nice.
She was nice? She was happy. Did you ever see your mom sad?
Not really.
Not really? Well, that's good. That's good. Well, I'm glad that you remember so many things about your mom. Did she take you to kindergarten in the mornings? Did she drove you to kindergarten, or did you guys walk?
She drove me.
Yeah? Did your dad ever drive you, or just your mom? What about,
Sometimes Alexis.
sometimes Alexis? What about when you got picked up from school? Who picked you up from school? Did anybody else ever pick you up?
I don't know, I don't remember.
You don't remember? But it was usually your mom. What did you and your mom do together after school?
Sometimes we went to McDonald's or something, and we went home.
That's fun. Did you have any homework in kindergarten? Did your mom ever read with you? Yeah, did you guys read stories together? Did you have a favorite story that your mom would read to you?
I don't remember.
You don't remember any favorite stories? Well, that helps me get to know your mom a little better. Thank you. Somebody told me that a little over a year ago that your mom died. Is that true? Wow. Do you know what happened? Tell me what happened.
Dad told me we just were walking home.
Can you talk just a little louder, honey?
Just once we were walking home
Yeah.
since she was sick.
Yeah.
And my dad came in to me and we walked in the room, and the water, right, we were like looking for her, and then right in the water, I guess the water was like it was like brown and stuff.
Oh.
And you couldn't hardly see it. So my dad told me to go next door and get somebody, and he kept screaming help quick, and
Really?
I had to run next door to get at my friend's house, and I had to run, and his name was Dunstan or something.
Okay.
And I had to run and get his mom, and so his mom came over and he started helping, and then I stayed at Dunstan's for a little bit, then we went somewhere and I forgot who it was.
Oh, okay.
And then we came back.
How did you feel that day?
Sad.
Yeah. Did you go to school that day?
We just walked home, and then
Oh, who walked home with you?
my dad.
Oh, so your dad, you walked home with your dad? What did you guys do when you got home?
We just were like ice cream, Mom and home, and then we went in, and it was like kind of like a lake that was all brown.
Oh, I see.
a lot.
So you and your dad walked home from school that day? Had you walked home from school with your dad before?
I don't remember.
You don't remember? So when you got home, you screamed, "Mom, I'm home." Is that right? Did your mom say anything?
I kept screaming, "Mom, I'm home."
You kept saying you're home, but you didn't hear your mom say anything. Oh. Did you eat anything when you got home?
I ate, but I didn't eat right then because I think I went to lunch and I drive through McDonald's
Oh.
that day.
That day? Was that before school or after school?
After.
It was after school? So you walked home with your dad and you said, "Mom, I'm home," but you didn't hear your mom say anything. Did you go to McDonald's then or later? Or when did you go?
Before I came home.
Well, before you came home, did you guys walk to McDonald's?
No, I guess we were driving.
Oh, you guess you were driving.
I think we went to McDonald's.
You think so? Okay. So then you got home and you said, "Mom, I'm home." And then what did you do after you got home?
I just walked in, looking, and then my dad came in. He was by the bathtub, and he was he was trying to pull my mom up, I guess.
Yeah.
Then he needed me to not call, but I needed to go to next door over there to Dunstan's.
The Dunstans. That was your friend's
He was
name?
a little boy.
Oh, he was a little boy. That was your
But
friend.
my other friend, Chloe, was there, so.
Chloe was there too.
And so I had to call Dunstan's mom, and I not call, I just went next door.
Okay. Do you remember, Ada, if you were home a long time or a little time before you guys found your mom?
I think it was a long time since I was gone at school.
A long time since you were gone to school. What about after you got home? Did you find your mom pretty quickly or did it take a long time?
I found her pretty quick.
You found her pretty quickly. What was your dad doing when you guys got home?
He was walking home.
He was walking you home? And what happened after you guys got home? What did your dad do after you guys got home?
He just went in to see if she was there, and we found her in the bathtub, and plus,
Okay.
she just was wetting her hair, but
Oh.
she was still in her clothes, but
Did you see her clothes?
what?
Did you see her clothes? I mean, do you know what she was wearing?
Yeah.
Tell me.
I don't remember what she was wearing, but I just remember it was like a blue jacket or something.
Say that again. I didn't hear you.
A blue jacket
She
with
had a-
blue jeans.
Like
Not blue jeans, but I don't remember.
Okay. But you remember she had a blue jacket on?
I think it's a blue jacket.
Okay. Do you remember what she had on for bottoms?
I remember it was something, but I don't remember what it was.
Do you remember if it was like a skirt or shorts or
I know
pants?
it's pants.
Some kind of pants? You remember what color they were? Don't remember. So, did you go to the bathroom?
What?
Did you go into the bathroom?
Actually, I was just walking in there to say hi to my mom, and she wasn't there, and I didn't know where she was.
Okay.
So it didn't take a long time to find her, because it was, I don't.
So you guys found her in the bathroom. Is that right? Did you go into that bathroom where your mom was? Yeah? What did you see when you walked into the bathroom?
It was just like water.
Just like
Just
water?
different color.
Okay.
She was just laying down in the bathtub.
She was laying down in the bathtub. Did she still have her blue jacket on? And some kind of pants. What was your dad doing in the bathroom?
He was screaming, "Quick, help. Go next door and get somebody." So I had to run next door.
Okay. When you went to go into the bathroom, Ada, was the door open or was it closed?
I don't think there was a door for the thing.
Help me understand that. There wasn't...
It wasn't like, I think it's just something you like walk into,
Okay.
just like from the wall.
Oh, okay.
Well, I think there was a door.
You think there was a
It was.
door? Was that open or closed when you went to go into the bathroom?
I don't remember.
Do you remember having to open the door to get in there?
No, I don't think there was a door. I just don't know.
Okay. And so you went into the bathroom and you...
She had her clothes on, a shirt, and I remember the shirt I think was blue and the pants I think was blue, and I think the jacket was blue too.
Oh, okay. Were the blue pants like blue jeans or like sweatpants or...
I don't know.
You don't know? Okay. But you think she had a blue shirt on too?
I think she was just trying to wet her hair because she, I don't know what, she had to wet her hair.
She was trying to wet her hair. Was she all the way in the bathtub or just part way in the bathtub?
All the way.
She was all the way in the bathtub. Had you ever seen your mom wet her hair like that before?
I don't want to talk about it.
You don't want to talk about it? Okay. So you ran and got some help, didn't you? Do you know that was very brave?
And plus, I almost had to call 911
Yeah? That's very brave for a 5-year-old. Say that again?
for emergency.
You almost had to call
I
911.
think I was 6 that time.
Oh, you were 6. That's still very brave for a 6-year-old. Who called 911?
The next door neighbor
Yeah?
called 911.
Was it a kid or a grown-up?
Grown
Do you know who it was?
up. No,
No.
I don't remember the name. Well, I know it's Dunstan's mom.
Dunstan's mom, but you don't know her grown-up name. So after you ran over and asked Dunstan's mom for help, then what happened?
He kept screaming, "Quick, call emergency," something.
He kept screaming, "Quick, call emergency 911." Who was screaming that?
Not screaming. It was my dad saying that.
Your dad was saying that, but he wasn't screaming that. Oh, I see. So did you go back to the house after you got help?
Yes. Her mom, Dunstan's mom said, "You can go stay over at my house for a little while," and Chloe's there, so Chloe knew me. She was from just lived down the street, and so she was excited to see me.
Yeah, I bet she was. So did you go right over to Chloe's house or did you go back to your house?
Dunstan's house.
Okay.
Chloe was at.
Chloe was at Dunstan's house. So you went over to Dunstan's house and Chloe was there and Dunstan's mom. Was anybody else there?
She just would stay in the house and nobody else was there. But then she came back. She let us call her for a little while, and then we were about to go to McDonald's, and so we did.
Oh, great.
To eat because I hadn't ate.
I see. So Dunstan's mom was there and Dunstan and Chloe, and Dunstan's mom told you guys to stay in the house. And what did she do?
Well, she didn't say we had to.
Oh. She didn't say you had to, but what did she say?
I don't remember.
Okay. Did you guys stay at the house? Do you and Chloe and Dunstan stay at her house?
Yeah.
What did Dunstan's mom do while you guys stayed at the house?
She was down in my house calling 911, I think.
I see. So after you went to Dunstan's house to get help, you didn't go back to your house until later. Is that right? Did you stay there and play with your friends? Is that what you said? And then you colored for a while? And then Dunstan's mom came back?
No, she let us color. She gave us the coloring things.
Oh, she gave you coloring things. And then she took you to McDonald's later?
I think that somebody else came and that we knew, and we had to go with Elspring and me.
Oh, okay. Do you remember anything else about that day?
No.
No? How did you feel when your dad told you to run and get help?
No.
You don't know? Somebody told me that your mom had had some surgery and her eyes were kind of puffy and black. Do you remember that? You remember her eyes being like that? Did you see your mom that morning before you went to school?
I know she was there that morning. But when I came home, I didn't know where she was.
I see. She was there that morning. Did she take you to school that morning?
Yeah. Wait, no.
No?
Because she was sick and she had to get surgery.
Say that a little louder, honey.
She was sick and she had to get surgery for her eyes, so that's why.
She was sick and
Couldn't drive me.
she couldn't drive you because she was sick and she had to do what? You said she had to do something with her eyes?
I just don't want to talk about
You don't want to talk about it? Okay. But she was sick that morning and couldn't take you to school. Was your mom able to walk around with her eyes being like that?
We had to give her stuff. I don't know.
Was it like eye drops or medicine or
I think it was like medicine.
like medicine? Do you remember who was giving her medicine?
No.
No? Did you ever see her take any medicine when her eyes were all swollen? No. I'm just reading to make sure that you helped me understand everything I need to know. How do you get along with Sabrina and Al?
Very good.
Very good. They seem like really, really nice girls. Did your mom and dad used to, were they nice to each other? Were they mean to each other? What would you say how your mom and dad got along with each other?
I don't know.
You don't know?
Well, I know it was nice.
They were nice to each other? Did they ever argue?
I don't know if
You know what, honey? I can't hear you. Can you say that just a little louder?
they were nice.
They were nice to each other? Did you ever hear them arguing or fighting?
I don't know.
You don't know. Okay. You told me that you missed your mom, or we talked about you missing your mom. Is that right? What about your dad? Do you miss your dad?
I don't want to talk about it.
You don't want to talk about it. I You did a really good job, Ada, helping me understand some things about your mom. You did a really good job, because I know it's kind of hard to talk about, but I feel like I understand a lot better about your mom and what happened. Do you think you could help me understand just a few things about your dad? Maybe what he looks like? No?
I don't want to talk about it.
How do you feel when you're around your dad?
I don't want to talk about it.
You don't want to talk about it. Okay. You done a good job today. I think we're about done. Does that make you happy? Why don't... I'm just going to ask Alexis one more question. Can you stay in here for just one more minute? You think? You can do it. You can do it. You know what I want you to do? How good of a counter are you? Can you count pretty good? Okay. I'll be right back. I want you to try and count how many giraffes are in this room. You think you can do that? Okay, I'll be right back while you count the giraffes. Giraffes in this room? Excellent job. That's a lot of giraffes. Have you ever seen a real giraffe? Okay, Ada, let's see. We are about done here. I have asked you a gazillion questions today, and you haven't asked me any questions, so it's your turn now. Would you like to ask me some questions? You don't have any questions for me at all? Okay. How do you feel about talking to me today now that we're done?
Okay.
Okay. Think you're going to be all right? I think you're going to be great. You did a fantastic job, and you can be very proud of yourself. And I'm going to tell Alexis that she can be very proud of you as well. Okay? Would you like to take those pictures home with you? Okay. I'm going to talk to Elle now, and I'm going to take you downstairs, and guess what you get to do? You get to pick a bear to take home with you. Anybody that talks to me and is so brave, they get to pick a bear. So I'm going to take you downstairs, and you can pick out your own bear, okay? You did excellent today.
Does the defense desire to cross-examine Ada MacNeil?
No, Your Honor.
Any further witnesses today?
No, Judge.
Ladies and gentlemen, we will break until tomorrow morning at 8:30. It is your duty not to discuss the case amongst yourselves or with anyone else. It is your duty not to form or express any opinion on the case until it is finally submitted to you for deliberation. Avoid television, radio, or internet news coverage of the trial, if any, and do no research on your own using computers or something else. We'll reconvene tomorrow morning, 8:30. Thank you. Thank you. Please be seated. Anything further today then?
Not from the state, Your Honor.
Who will we be hearing from tomorrow?
Your Honor, on that note, the court did mention earlier in the morning that it wanted to make a fuller record about the toxicology report.
Yeah. Would you do that, please?
Well, I can make representations about what I learned yesterday and how that will affect future testimony.
Go ahead.
Yeah, how it may affect it. We don't know yet whether it will. Yesterday, I discussed the toxicology report with a technician at the State Toxicology Laboratory where the medical examiner sent Michelle's blood sample to be analyzed. Specifically, I was asking this technician about what the symbol in front of the concentration for promethazine meant. Promethazine was reported at I think it's normally called a tilde or a squiggly line, I think in common parlance. But it usually means, I think in most mathematical circumstances, an approximation sign. So the promethazine was reported at approximately 0.1 as the concentration in the postmortem blood sample.
0.1?
0.1. It's my understanding from Dr. Rollins and Dr. Gray, and in reading Dr. Fricke's autopsy report, they all analyzed the blood sample for promethazine as being at approximately 0.1. The state toxicology laboratory technician that I spoke with yesterday informed me that that's not actually what that means. What they mean by approximately 0.1 is that the promethazine came back as positive in the qualitative analysis, indicating that it was present, and that when they did the quantitative analysis to find out exactly how much was present, it came in under their detection limit. And that's what that approximately 0.1 number means. Not that it is approximately 0.1, strangely, but rather that it's somewhere below that, somewhere below their detection limit, and they are not sure what the level was.
And is the detection limit 0.1?
That's my understanding. Yeah, and Mr. Grunander just reminded me that is high at the therapeutic range. I asked the technician about that. He told me that that was their detection limit cutoff, even though it is within the therapeutic range or at the high end of the therapeutic range, and that usually when they're looking for lethal doses, which is not at play really here, it's even higher than that. I have passed that information along to Doctors Dawson, Rollins, and Gray, and later today we'll be passing it along to Dr. Perper to find out what, if any, effect that change in the promethazine concentration would have on the opinions that they've rendered in this case. Mr. Spencer's requested time to, he's requested written addenda to those reports and some time to be able to review that and go over those adjustments, if any, with his experts. My understanding from the court earlier today is that we were going to provide that time by delaying testimony from those experts until at least Thursday. Subsequent to our conversation at the bench about that, I sent emails, as I've mentioned, to Doctors Dawson, Rollins, and Gray. I have not sent anything to Dr. Perper yet. And they have indicated to me that they would get me, what I have back from them so far, Dr. Rollins and Dr. Dawson indicated they would get me their addenda later today. Dr. Gray, I've only perused his email briefly, but he indicated that he was unwilling to write an addenda, but then He did describe in his email, and I can share that with Mr. Spencer, how he would testify when presented with this new information.
Wish to be heard?
No, not at this point. I may later.
Thank you. Do you anticipate calling Dr. Rollins again, knowing what you know now, or can you tell?
I've sent him an email. Are you saying do we intend to call him as a witness?
Right.
I think we do.
Call him back. I mean, is it?
Oh, I'm sorry. Dr. Dawson is the one who's already testified.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
I'm waiting to see what, if any, effect that would have on his testimony. If he says it would not change his testimony, it was the state's intention not to call him.
Okay.
But if he does adjust his opinion, then I think we would need to call him back and clarify that for the jury.
Very good. I appreciate that record. I will order that none of these doctors be called until after Thursday. I think that will give the defense sufficient time to investigate.
May I clarify, Your Honor? Is it until after Thursday or Thursday at the soonest?
I thought we had talked about after Thursday, but if I'm wrong about that,
There was one doctor, Your Honor, Dr. Todd Gray, the medical examiner.
that's right.
Who is out of town Friday through, I believe, all of next week.
Yeah, Dr. Gray can be called Thursday. And obviously, this is information that you need to process. I'll hear from you later if there are concerns. Very good.
Record a record of who we anticipate calling
Yeah,
tomorrow.
please.
We were, of course, going to call Dr. Rollins. We'll delay that, at least for the time being. We have Vanessa MacNeil, Sabrina MacNeil, and Alexis Summers. And we'll do our best to move up a couple of additional witnesses to make sure that we fill the time. I do believe Ms. Summers will be up for some time.
Yeah, as we discussed at the bench, I think it's important that we fill these full days so the jury doesn't feel that the trial is being tried in half-day increments. How old is Sabrina?
Sabrina is an adult, Your Honor. I believe Sabrina is about 21 years old.
Okay. So no other minors
Maybe not, no other minor.
at issue. Who else possibly tomorrow?
We may be able to bring in Spencer Cannon.
Okay.
Is Anna? We may also be able to bring in Anna Osborne, Walthall.
Okay.
And that's probably about where we're at, Your Honor.
Very good. Thank you for that list. Court's in recess.